Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gerald. Today's video is going to be over scent and how to deal with it and the smell that you may have on you that offend the fish. And I'm going to give you a brief story. Back in the 80s, back when I was in my 20s, and I had another friend who was a year or two older than I was. We fished quite a bit. And I noticed that several trips, we probably went 3 or 4 trips, and I kept beating him really bad. I mean, I'd get 3 or 4 fish to his 1, sometimes more than that even. And then one day it dawned on me what the problem was. It was a scent he had on his hands. Now, I don't know what the scent was. I don't know if it's perfume from hugging his wife before we went, or if it's aftershave or gasoline. I'm not sure what the scent was. But that's what I want to discuss with you. When you go fishing, you need to have your hands as clean as possible. Or, like when I go to a gas station, I put gloves on. And I'll take gloves. I keep gloves in my truck. If I'm gassing my boat up, you don't have to have 2 gloves to do this, but I'm just going to show you what I do. I put a glove on, and if I know I'm going to have to mess with 2 things, I put 2 gloves on, and I fuel my truck and my boat up, and I'm good to go. I don't have no gasoline scent on my hands now, and now I can fish. And so that's what I do. And you can buy, these are nitrile gloves. You can buy those or different types of gloves, whatever kind that you want to buy. They're very reasonable. And you can buy them in 100 packs or 50 packs or whatever. And but that's what I use. Well, anyway, on this particular trip that I'm going to tell you about, he and I were fishing. And I'd put 10 bass in the boat. He hadn't even had a bite yet. And he was really frustrated. And I told him, I said, I think I know what the problem is. And he said, what's that? I said, you stink. Well, the expletives started flying. And I said, no, that's not what I mean. You don't stink to me. You stink to the fish. And I said, so let's try something to see if I'm right. I said, if you're ready to change baits, point to a bait that's in your tackle box and let me get a hold of it, and I'll tie it on for you and see what happens. So that's what he done. He pointed at a bait. He didn't touch it. I got it and held it in my hand for about 15, 20 seconds. Then I tied it on his line, and he threw out and started catching fish. He was amazed, and actually I was too. But I knew it had to be something that was on him that wasn't on me. It was scent. Now what it was, I don't know. But I know I fish with guys that's gassed the vehicle up before. If I'm riding with them and they gas up, they ain't thinking nothing about it. They're pouring oil in the motor, in the gas tank and all that. Well, they got all that smell on them, that scent. Now they can't catch fish. And I'm catching fish and they're not even getting bit. And that's what it is. It's a scent. So I wanted to pass that information on to you. And I'm going to tell you too that I know for a fact that works. And because back about 15 years ago, more or less, I was a hardwood floor refinisher, and I got into historic restorations. Well, I got into a chemical from a floor in the 1850s. Don't know what the chemical was, but it abscessed both my hands. So I had to go through 6 months from one doctor and a year to another one to get lined out, to keep from losing both arms. But they finally got me lined out. Well, I had calluses that was really rough on my hands, and my hands was dark and coarse like sandpaper. Now they're like a baby's butt. Those guys actually, they fixed my hands to where they look like I've never worked a day in my life. And it was amazing to me that they was able to do that, but a specialist worked on me, and that's what happened. It actually worked, so it helped me out. But what I noticed was, when my hands abscessed, I was no longer able to catch fish. It stopped. I mean, I could cast all day and wouldn't even get a bite. And one day it hit me. It's the scent, stupid. So I got a pair of gloves, went fishing with the gloves on, fished all day, caught fish all day long. So that was it. That was the issue, was scent on my hands. So what I'm advising you to do, like if you're not going to use gloves, here's another thing I keep in my boat. I keep a small bottle of Dawn dishwashing detergent in the boat. That's to wash my hands, especially if I'm going to eat a sandwich or whatever. Take that and take bottled water, but what you need to learn is, if you're going to clean your hands, the best way to catch fish, if you're going to use a detergent, is wash your hands and clean your hands off in the lake water or pond water or river water, whichever the case is, because now you'll have the scent from that particular water on your hands, and that'll help you catch fish. Believe it or not, it actually works. And I'm not pushing companies, but don't forget to get some scents. There's all different kinds of companies that make scent. I'm not trying to push a company one over the other. And I could care less what you look at, but because I use different companies myself. But always be aware that sometimes the scent makes a huge, huge difference. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and have a good day.